Thanks everyone for joining me for another chat on the Travel Collective, where we get to meet amazing travelers, hear about interesting destinations, and learn from others who are out there traveling, writing, and doing it all. So, welcome, Amy.
Hi, April. Thank you for having me.
Sure. You've authored a few books, mainly on Michigan, which is where you're based out of, Secret
Hmm.
Michigan. But today I wanted to focus a little bit on romantic destinations because I think
Yes.
for some of us, as yeah, after a while, it's not, the dinner and roses and chocolate. That's kind of like been there, done that. And, when we've been in long-term relationships, we want something a little different, maybe
Yeah.
find somewhere to escape or out of the ordinary. So, wanted to chat a little bit about that today.
Yeah, my Valentine's Day is coming up and my 48th wedding anniversary is coming up, February 4th.
Oh, wow.
So this is a good time to talk about romance.
Oh yeah, 48. Oh my gosh.
I know, can you believe it?
No, I can't. I would never guess. That's amazing. And I know you recently went to Turks and Caicos. I think I'm saying it right.
Yes, I went to Turks and Caicos and I stayed at the Ocean Club Resorts in Provinciales. And that is a great resort, either as a romance kind of thing or as a family thing. They have two different areas or two
Oh,
different resorts, I should say, east and west, but they have a shuttle between them. So one has golf and those kinds of things. If you and your significant other are sports kind of people and like a round of golf, they have that. Um, but there's so much. When you think about romance, you think about the beach. It's right on the beach.
oh wow.
So they have the umbrellas and the lounge chairs and all of that. So you can go for a walk on the beach holding hands and all of that. And that's nice. So it's great for sunrises or sunsets. And then right as you walk off the beach, there's a lot of outdoor restaurant areas covered, but outdoors. And there's a pool with beautiful gardens, and
Oh
the
wow.
grounds are just lovely. But there's pools with a little footbridge and that kind of thing. They have a restaurant if you're looking for, fine dining to celebrate. They have Opus Restaurant, and that's candlelight and all of that. And the food is just wonderful. It's very upscale and very good. We had several dishes there, and there wasn't anything that wasn't wonderful. you know. So, and of course, being Turks and Caicos, there's a lot of fish available, but they also have in that your filet mignon kind of thing. Um, and then if you want to do a couple of adventures that there maybe you wouldn't think of them as romantic, but they have the Turks and Caicos Reef Fund, which is a place that, if you think about, for example, the Colorado Seed Bank, where they
Uh-huh.
have seeds from all over, well, here they have coral reefs that they have many types and they're in tanks. And it's kind of like to preserve them, almost like if they were to become on the endangered
Oh
species
wow.
or, in danger of becoming extinct. They, like the seed fund would or seed bank, they would have this reef fund to help repopulate. So it's just a very interesting thing. You can go take a little tour. It's not a big place, but it's the underwater, the lights, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. I mean, it's not underwater, but it's got that feel to it.
Right.
And then Thursday night, if you want something lively and energetic, they have the Thursday night fish fries. And
Oh.
at these fish fries, you might go, oh yeah, okay, what's a fish fry? But they have as entertainment the Junkanoo, and that is a native type of dance and costumes with drums and uh, instruments, and it's just fun and energetic. And so I think Turks and Caicos in that Ocean Club Resorts is a good place to go for a little romance.
Yeah. So the kind of the nuts and bolts of Turks and Caicos, is that a place where you do need a passport since it's not,
Um, oh,
or is it an American territory? I always get confused
no,
about
I
which ones
think
are.
okay. It uses um um I'll have to check on the I can't remember. Yes, I think you do need a
I think you need a
you need a
passport.
passport, but they use US currency.
Oh,
They
interesting.
use US when electrical currency.
Oh, so you
So
didn't even have to have a different kind of.
no, it's all very, yes, it's a little exotic, but it's very comfortable. And,
Right,
if you're not used to international travel, this would be a good travel 101
right.
thing. Yes, I mean, I remember going through customs, so yes, you do need your passport. But again, it's an easy international trip. In fact, if you go from Charlotte, in the Carolinas to there, they have very cheap flights.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, really cheap flights from the Carolinas. Um, so check that out. So it's a good international trip with kind of like International 101.
Yeah, no, that's kind of cool. And you get the
Yeah.
beach and the water, and I'm sure all
hmm
the, like you can
hmm
snorkel and some of that there too.
hmm
That,
And they have shopping within walking distance, and they have a shuttle, so it works out quite nicely. And on site they have bikes that are available to the guests and that kind of thing. So if you like bike riding, that's another thing. And if you're really adventuresome, there's also, scuba diving and that kind of thing. I'm not quite that way, but
no,
but
but
it's
it's good.
available.
Yeah, it's available. That's good to know.
So that's one place I think of for romance. If you want to come a little bit closer to home to the US, there's Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, which is it for me, I love that area. They have Spectrum Resorts, so they have condos that are very upscale, like in fact, I've stayed two different places there. Once I stayed at the Hilton at the Gulf Shore State Park.
Oh, wow.
And so you have all the state park amenities, but it's right there with the comfort and convenience of the Hilton properties. So that was a very good choice. If you're more an Airbnb or condo kind of gal, like it sounds like you were from us talking before, Spectrum Resorts is highly recommended. Turquoise Place. I
Oh,
can't
nice.
say enough about that. Um, like they have different size condos or apartments, if you will, in these sky rises, but they're right on the beach again. Um, and when I think of it, they have everything from the blenders and the ice machines. I mean, they have big ice machines like right in the bars in there with a blender and all of that, so you can have your fancy
Yeah, you
uh
can make your own drinks and yeah.
yeah. And on the balconies, many of them have a hot tub.
Oh,
And
wow.
yep, a hot tub overlooking the beach. So you can be in the hot tub and enjoy the view of the ocean. or the Gulf. And then also in the one that I was in, well, it was like a three-bedroom, and the
Oh
master
wow.
suite had a jetted tub,
Oh my
that
gosh.
was garden size, big enough for two for a little romance there. Um, and what I love about that is now it's going to escape me, but it's something moms, and you can call them. It's a concierge service, and you can call them, and they will come and stock your pantry before you get there.
Oh
So
wow. That's nice. Yeah.
if you're flying in, or you're just going to have a long drive and don't want to haul things and all of that, just call oh, it's called Beach Moms.
Beach moms. Oh my gosh.
And it's these women, and they will take your order and go and get whatever it is you need. This is really cool. They not only stock your pantry, but they will take a picture of each cupboard where they put things and send you the picture, and they'll send you a picture as they leave from your balcony of the
Oh
view.
my gosh. Wow.
It's very, their service is just wonderful.
That's very
So,
cool. And especially if you're going to go for like a romantic weekend, 3 or 4 days or something,
mhm,
they could stock the candles or all the little goodies and treats. And
mhm.
now you don't even have to make that stop or, it's kind of a
Yeah,
nice surprise for your significant
yeah.
other that you've like, oh, we got all this stuff already for us.
And they're more than just stocking your pantry. They are kind of a full concierge service. So if you wanted, I'm guessing, I didn't request this, but if you wanted heart-shaped rose petals on your bed,
Yeah.
they'd probably do it for you.
Yeah, they probably would, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great
So
idea. That was very creative.
so I can't recommend Spectrum Resorts enough, and the Beach Moms. I need to get back down there.
Yeah,
It's been a little over a year since I was there, and
for
so
you in Michigan, is it easier than to drive to Gulf Shores, or are there fairly like what would be the closest airport for people to kind of look at?
well, from Michigan, I would probably go from Detroit. I had to fly into Pensacola, I believe, and
Okay.
what I do, like say from Lansing, is they have the Michigan Flyer, which goes from Lansing and Ann Arbor to Detroit and back.
Okay.
And so that is cheaper than parking at the airport. And then what I would do once I get to Pensacola is just they have a shuttle. It's a shuttle, but it's more like a black car, but it's not terribly expensive. Like I paid for it for just myself, and it wasn't horrible.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
so,
good to know.
and it's kind of a flat fee, if I recall correctly. So if there's two of you, it's no more than if there's just one.
Right, right.
So I would suggest that. Um, and I will say, when I was staying at the Hilton properties, trying to use Uber and Lyft, and this was a little over a year ago, probably closer to two, but it was a little bit difficult to get Ubers and Lyfts reliably at that point. So if you're going to go, you probably should check on what the current status is in that. But it's a long drive to Gulf Shores from Michigan.
Yeah, I would imagine, but that's why I thought, if Pensacola is kind of the closest airport for people,
Yeah,
because there's a
yeah,
lot of low-cost airlines too that might have like once a week or twice a week
sure,
service to Pensacola for people to look
sure.
at. Yeah.
Yeah. So snowbirds.
Yeah,
So,
because I know how
something
the Midwest you get so many days of just gray skies. You just get to that point where you're like, I just need to get away.
yeah, I'm about at that point. The roads have been terrible, and now we have these Arctic blasts and things, and I'm hunkering down for writing the next 16 days
Oh
because
my gosh, yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? I have nothing scheduled except things I need to get done. So, you know, call for delivery or have my husband bring in the groceries, and I'm going to be at my keyboard.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Gulf Shores, Alabama. I've never
Oh,
been. So,
really?
yeah, so that's why I was curious to hear a little bit more about it. So, since it's
Yeah.
on the Gulf, it probably has nice sandy beaches. And again,
Oh,
at the some of the properties you've mentioned, you can probably rent bikes or there's other activities and things.
bikes, kayaking, sunset cruises. There's, I think, some golf dolphin cruises.
Oh, wow.
Um, let's see, all the seafood. The food there is absolutely wonderful. I have a blog post on best places to eat in Gulf Shores on followthepiper.com. So you can check that out. I also have an article on Ocean Club Resorts
Oh,
there. So
nice.
you can
Good.
check out those more details. Sometimes the details escape a little bit, but yeah, so those are two, one international, one a little bit farther afield. And then of course we have the Midwest and um in Michigan. So I don't know, should we
Yeah,
talk?
yeah, we need to share about the Midwest because I think there are some hidden gems in the Midwest. There's some great towns that kind of really embrace winter, and there are people
Mhm.
that, it's a different place to go, and winter just kind of makes you want to feel cozy and connected. You don't always want to just be out running around, so it kind of
Mhm.
is perfect
Mhm.
for romance or having a great place to
Mhm.
stay in and let it do its thing out there as far as winter.
Right. Well, some places that I think about um is Ludington, Michigan. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Ludington um, has last year it had the number one historic bed and breakfast in the United States.
Oh,
This year
wow.
it came in number two because another Michigan bed and breakfast beat it out.
Oh my
But
goodness, you're kidding. The top
uh,
two in Michigan. That's pretty amazing.
I nominated and mine made the top three. I was so excited. The place that I'm talking about is the historic B&Bs is Cartier Mansion in Ludington, Michigan, and they have a lot of the B&Bs are not handicap accessible because of the stairs and stuff. But
Right.
what's different and unusual is that they have a carriage house that used to be a barn back in the day, like a horse for,
Right.
and then when the early cars came out, Kate Cartier had one of the first cars. And so the carriage house started out holding horses and then her car. And they've redone that into some different rooms, and some of them are handicap accessible.
Oh, that's wonderful. Because, yeah.
So So that's very cool. But just staying in the main house, I mean, that bed and breakfast, Warren Cartier was a lumber baron. And so each one of the rooms, if you're a wood person, is a different type of wood.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh,
like you have
wow.
cherry and walnut and all of these woods, and there's fires. When I stayed there, for the bed and breakfast, and you go down for breakfast, and if you were to ask, they have these different cubbies and nooks, and
Right.
there's like a area that's a library-ish, and there's a music room. And if you want romance and to be by yourself, they would set something up separately, I'm sure.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but the breakfast there, the only way you can eat um, the um, the innkeeper's food is to go and stay there because it's a bed and breakfast and they don't have a restaurant. But he had a 21 spice sausage that he made and developed himself that
Oh
I'm
my
still thinking
gosh.
about.
Wow. I
And it's just like, they have a fancy drink like mimosas or it just depends on what. But like I don't eat eggs, so they took that into consideration and had a wonderful meal, different things both days, and it's like a three-course
Oh my
thing.
gosh. Yeah.
So it's very fun and nice to go there. If you are want to do some community service types of things, give back as part of your romance, you know, getting in and seeing the softer side of each other. They have different things that they will set up that you can work with, like the food bank or the animal
Oh
shelter
my
and
gosh. Wow.
different things. And then they have, you know, your typical um, February romance packages that you can get. So I love Ludington in the summer. There's a state park there. You could go camping and that's right on the beach. One thing that I was kind of shocked, I mean, I've lived in Michigan my whole life, and I'm kind of a beach girl versus the mountains. And but when I went there, they said they in the tourism booklet
Right.
literally had the date and time of sunset.
Oh wow.
Yes. So, and I'm like, what's this about? And they're like, well, people go down and watch the sunset. And I thought, well, that's interesting, but okay. I mean, I mean, yeah, it's romantic, but I just didn't quite get it. Well, the SS Badger comes in, which is a car ferry that goes from
Oh.
Manitowoc, Wisconsin, across to Ludington. And that happens every night in the summer from like May to October, late September. And people go down to watch the ferry come in and watch the sunset. And literally, when I was there, as soon as the sun was down, people got in their car and left. That was
Yeah.
it.
Right.
I was like, really? And people were chatting and talking but they have several lighthouses there. So if you're big into lighthouse stuff, they have several. So there's that is one thing. And of course, you can't not talk about romance in Michigan without talking about Mackinac Island.
Yes, exactly.
So if you're into um getting away from it all, it's the setting of Somewhere in Time with Jane Seymour. And the very last weekend of the year in September, they have the Somewhere in Time weekend at the Grand Hotel. And Jane Seymour frequently comes, and they have all kinds of activities and that kind of thing. But I like staying at the Grand Hotel over 4th of July weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes, because the Grand Hotel is grand. If you get their package with dinner, you dress for dinner, and many people dress in seersucker suits and
The
all of
period attire, yes.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
And so there's, the fine dining for breakfast and dinner. Lunch is kind of get what it's not necessarily in there. They have some nice more casual places on the property, but they have a swimming pool. They have oh, I wanted to mention they have a secret garden.
Oh.
So that's very pretty in the summer. Um and I wanted to mention there's no tipping there. So
Oh,
that's
really? Oh,
nice. So
wow.
you don't
That's
need to
nice.
worry about
Yeah.
that. Um, They have keys that just like in the old days, you walk in and they give you an old-fashioned key. Every room is unique. Um, and some people feel that it's kind of expensive. I hate to use that word, but I've been going to do a cost comparison for people to show that if you do that and look at everything that's included for the quality, like the very upscale meals,
Right.
the
Yeah.
no tipping. All of those things. Like there's movie night with popcorn and it's included, and
Oh, wow.
lots of things are included. And when I stay there on 4th of July weekend, they had a barbecue on the front lawn.
Oh, wow,
And
how cool. And then
and
they have
while
that
they
big porch too.
yeah, and while they don't usually have lunch included, that barbecue was included and it was very good. It had
Oh.
corn on the cob and potato salad, hamburgers, hot dogs, everything.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so that was, just wonderful. Um, you were saying something? I'm sorry.
Oh, I
I
just about the porch because I always
oh,
remember the big, beautiful porch. So I'm sure staying there, you had a great view of if
the
they do
bridge.
the bridge and if they do fireworks near the bridge or over.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, and speaking of fireworks near the bridge, Shepler's Mackinac Island ferry. If you go from Mackinac City on the 4th of July when they're doing their fireworks, you can go out and it's a special little tour um, out on the water and you can see the fireworks from St. Ignace and um, Mackinac City and Mackinac Islands. There's like
Oh,
4 or 5
wow.
fireworks that you can see right from the boat.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of cool.
It's we did that one year and it's just so much fun. And then if another romantic thing is stargazing and the well, there's a lighthouse tour by Shepler, but there's also a star night sky gazing one.
Oh, wow.
And they take you out and they have professional, like somebody from the Lighthouse Keepers Association, and then they also have someone that's familiar with the night sky, but I forget what organization
Yeah.
with. And it's all narrated. They tell you what's going on and all that kind of thing. So that's another romantic kind of thing. If you want to go, and of course they have the horse-drawn carriage, and you can take a horse-drawn carriage tour all around the island. They have public ones that go on main places, and then they have private ones that I've done. Um, so those are some of the things on Mackinac Island. And of course, fudge,
Oh,
romance and
yeah. Right.
chocolate.
You gotta have the chocolate. Right.
So there's so many fudge shops there. Um, then if you like more rustic, another place that I can recommend, it's open year round, but for me it's more of a summer thing because I'm not really so much of a winter gal, and that's the Keweenaw Mountain Lodge.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
they are now um officially a dark sky park or
Oh,
dark,
yeah.
dark sky. I don't know the right term, but they're dark sky certified, and they have photography classes. Um, and it's a mountain lodge that was built during the work.
Yeah, the public works programs of the
Yeah,
Depression, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what I liked about it, let's say you're a family with, multi-gen family, and so there's um there are some types that you walk in the front door and it's really like 2 cabins in the lobby.
Oh,
I
nice.
mean,
Yeah.
not so much a lobby, but like a little entryway to a home or cabin. And then to the left side is one entire kitchen, bedroom, living room. And to the right side is the same thing.
Oh, nice.
So, like, if you had grandma and grandpa that were going to watch the kids, but mom and dad wanted a little privacy, you've got a bedroom and everybody has their own place.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It,
really nice. That's very
it,
cool.
it really stuck out to me as a great family. They have grills at each cabin. They have a lobby. They have breakfast burritos that are absolutely outstanding. Um, They have a little restaurant there. Um, Another fun thing while you're in Keweenaw is to go up to Harbor House at the tip. And again, I'm not sure that
That's out
they're
at Copper Harbor then, isn't
it
it?
is. It's at
Yeah.
Copper Harbor. It's, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes up.
Yeah, it's not too far, but
But that it was funny. The boat comes back from Isle Royal every not every night. It goes certain nights, but the nights that it comes back, I'm sitting there, and there's a nice place to wait outside for your food. And we had a little bit of a wait, so we got a drink and we're sitting out there, and then all of a sudden, all of these servers come running out. And
oh,
and I was like, what on earth is going on?
right.
And somebody said, oh, they're just coming to greet the ship coming back from Isle Royale. And so they do a little song and dance and wave at the passengers coming in on the boat. So a lot of these towns, I wrote a book called Small Town Michigan that's coming out May 15th, and a lot of these towns have these maritime traditions, like this one with greeting from Isle Royal, and then the one on the SS Badger, where people go down to
Right.
greet it. It's just really interesting.
Yeah, that is
Um,
interesting.
so, in anything about water tends to be kind of romantic anyway. There's a plethora of you know, sunsets, sunrises, kayaking. There's a group called Get My Boat that if you want to get out on the water and you want privacy about it, you can in your net. Let's say it's me and I lived in Michigan my whole life, but I can't drive a boat for
Yeah, I
any.
can't either. Yeah.
But for a reasonable price, I mean, it's a few hundred, but still reasonable if this is what you're going to do. They not only rent the boat, but they rent the captain.
Oh, cool.
But there are other places, like if you're more into a more public thing, um, you can you can in Traverse City, there's a tall ship sail called the Manitou, and you can it's like an overnight
Oh,
like
wow.
sailing. And it has private cabins, but um it's more bunk beds
Yeah,
than
exactly. I know. I've been
but um but that's a fun thing if you want to be part of a ship or a tall ship. They also have sunset cruises, ice cream cruises, wine cruises. So that's fun out of Traverse City. They also have a tall ship um, out of South Haven and with the Maritime Museum there. And then, of course, I can't talk about romance in Michigan without talking about Traverse City because the wineries are heavy in Traverse City. You've got Mission
Oh,
Point
okay.
Resort, you've got, or not Mission Point Resort, you have Mission Point Peninsula. Mission Point Resort is on Mackinac Island. Um, and the Leelanau Peninsula. And so there's wineries up and down there. Black Star Farms
Oh,
is
nice.
an it's a winery. Speaking of romance, that would be an excellent place to go. They have a lot of specialty dinners with wineries. They have a distillery. They have um, a kind of on-property tour where they'll take you via a cart around to different points, like their barrel room, and they'll have a charcuterie board in the barrel room, and then they'll take you to another place and have a little chocolates and
Oh,
um,
wow.
that. is not done in the summer. It's more springtime and fall time. But that is a nice upscale um, inn, Black Star Farm Inn and winery. They have a restaurant on property, so that's another great place to go. And then I have my favorite Rise Estate Vineyards and Winery in Fourth of July weekend. They have their lavender. It's an explosion
Oh,
of
wow.
lavender farms, and the scent is just outstanding. And it's kind of tucked behind, that's in my secret book. It's kind of tucked behind the man and the woman who purchased it. Um, they retired from their corporate jobs and they said, well, um, we're not ready to really retire. So they bought this winery and everybody was pulling at them to do this and that because they were living on the property as well
Oh,
as working it. So they
right.
never really got away. So they discovered this place where grapes weren't growing on their property. And they took some Adirondack chairs down there and it was down the hill and around, kind of hidden away. And they kept going down there and having a glass of wine and talking and, romance and getting away from it all. And so they decided that they would make a garden. And well, in France, grapes and lavender grow, so why
Oh,
not? And so they planted lavender there. And the best time to go, I feel, is 4th of July weekend because they just start cutting the lavender and letting you cut the lavender 4th of July
oh,
weekend. So I went 2 weeks later after I went there at one point, and then I went 2 weeks later, and it was still beautiful, but they had started cutting the lavender, so it wasn't the full effect.
right.
But
Yeah.
year round, they have wonderful wine. They have an elegant tasting room. Um, and at the Secret Garden, you can get things made with lavender. Like if you want to have a picnic, you can go and get lavender shortbread, lavender
Oh
lemonade,
my gosh. Wow.
all those kinds of things. And they also, if you're looking for a little gift, um, massage oils and lotions and that kind of thing. And I think I forgot to mention in Turks and Caicos, they also have a massage studio at
Oh,
Ocean Club.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very nice. So I don't know. That's kind of what I have.
No, that's a lot. That gives a lot of great ideas. And that's exciting. You've got your new books coming out all about all the small towns in Michigan. Because I kind of think Michigan, anything in the Midwest is sometimes overlooked. People
It
kind of,
is.
they can kind of consider it, oh, that's just flyover. The East
It
Coast, the
is.
West Coast kind of gets all the attention. But there are
Well,
so many little gems, I think, in the Midwest.
I have to put a plug in. I wrote a chapter. Fodor's has never had a Michigan guidebook.
Oh, they haven't. That's right. I never even thought of that.
They had one that was combined with a couple of other states, but they never had a sole Michigan guidebook. Well, coming out at the end of June, is the brand new Fodor's Michigan Guidebook. I wrote the Ann Arbor and South Michigan chapter. So that's coming out also.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. That's
Thank
exciting.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big one.
That is
Uh,
a big one that a company as big as Fodor's all these years finally decides to do a guidebook dedicated to Michigan.
Well, the thing about Michigan is you have to be somewhat intentional about coming because we're surrounded by lakes for the most part. So you
Right.
either come in through the Upper Peninsula and then it's kind of far from a lot of the downstate, or you come through Ohio and around, Lake Michigan, or um, again, take the car ferry from Manitowoc, Wisconsin over to Ludington. It's really a great way to see Manitowoc and Ludington and Sheboygan, Wisconsin also.
Yeah, I was just thinking like Michigan, you're right, as far as like a major airport hub, it's pretty much Detroit, I would
Yeah.
guess.
And
But then
you kind of have to be intentional that I'm going to Michigan.
otherwise,
People,
the other side, if you go into like Minneapolis, you have to, you're driving a bit of a ways, if I recall,
yeah,
to
you
kind of
have to go
get,
across. Yeah.
yeah.
And so I've been recommending going on the Badger to get there. It has a car ferry, so you can just come across that way. Another place you can fly into that will get you right into Traverse City. It's seasonal, but they have a lot of direct flights into Traverse City, a
Oh,
surprising number in the summer. A
really?
surprising, shocking number. And the food scene in Traverse City is absolutely outstanding. I don't know if you know, but Michigan is number two, second only to California in the variety of agricultural products.
No, I
And,
didn't know that.
and so we've attracted a lot of big name chefs have gone off and made their name, and now they've come back to Michigan. And we have some James Beard Award, or at least nominated.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have any Michelin restaurants, but we have a lot of James Baird winners and nominee in Michigan. And so Traverse City is really a great place to get some of that good fresh food.
Yeah, and that is huge. I do know I've been to Michigan in autumn for all the incredible color, and I've never been disappointed by the food, even most of the small little mom and pop places, because there is such an abundance. People are growing their own fruits and vegetables and, all the different crops. So it does
Mhm,
make sense. Yeah.
mhm. So anyway,
So
that's what
let's,
I think of.
yeah. So tell everyone where they can find you, Amy, and connect with you if they're have
Oh,
questions about their plans or want to pick up one of your books.
yeah, I'm always happy to get an email. Um, my website is followthepiper.com, and my all of my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X now, they're all on my website. There's a contact page. I like to write about food, so I have a lot of restaurant reviews of towns in Michigan. Um, it includes, I've been to Africa a few times, so I have some articles on Africa, Turks and Caicos, and a lot of the Midwest states. But yeah, I've written my books on Michigan. I have 100 Things to Do in Lansing. I co-authored with 11 other authors the Midwest Road Trip Adventures. I did Secret Michigan, A Guide to the Weird, Wonderful, and Obscure. And coming out May 15th is Small Town Michigan. And next year, hopefully in the spring, will be Unique Eats and Eateries of Michigan.
Oh, nice. Great.
So, and that's as far ahead as I've planned.
That's a lot of writing, though. That's fabulous. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. So it's fun but hit me at the contact page, and if you have any Michigan questions, I'm happy to answer them. It's fun.
Right. And you've been a long time Michigan resident and traveled the entire state. So that's always
Yes.
important because there
I've
is.
been here my whole life, although I've been to 47 countries and 46 states, but I've always had a home in Michigan.
Yeah, that's fabulous. So thank you so much, Amy, and we hope you'll check out Follow the Piper and follow her adventures on Instagram or pick up one of her books or request a book signing. I know she's hitting a lot of bookstores throughout the Midwest, so let your independent bookseller know to carry her books. Super
Yeah,
exciting.
thank you.
All right. Thanks